Sorry, folks. Somebody was in the office that I really needed to talk to. Anne King extraordinaire was there, and I needed to say hi, and I had to get something from her and let her know about something and ask her something. So all that just transpired because sometimes just being the parish rector, you take the advantage, you take the opportunity to talk to people as they occur. Yeah. So with that said, um, where are we here? Okay, I'm gonna go down looking for prayer requests again. Looking for some more prayer requests.
So while you're in the background, Reverend, right now it's 10:10 in the morning, September 25th, 2024. I woke up like 15 minutes after you guys were talking. I just needed to listen to get me going here, and then I got up and went to service. I needed it. I hardly ever talk about my stuff
Thank
sometimes,
you very much for your generosity. Same here.
and hardly ever go into the gas bag. But when I do,
Maria Kramer. Let's see. God bless you. You're awesome. John Weaver says my own YouTube channel is earning its title over the past few months. She's not dead yet, but I'm feeling as if death is lurking. My therapist gonna have issues over this. Currently ask for help. Ego, pride. Well, looking forward to talking to you, John Weaver, and I do, when I get a chance to watch your videos, I enjoy them. They're deep, very deep. Makes me think, right?
that's what.
Julia says Mariposa. I think this is a good city.
Thank you,
Prayer request for Carly Fleck.
thank you for that.
Nice head frosty.
I wasn't quite sure if anybody was actually watching them over there. It's much appreciated.
Marines have been watching me.
Anyway, Trump is one topic I've come across with a few people I know online, and they go thermal. And I know the independents go thermal at this point. And I can go thermal, but the thing is, in following what Christ and Gandhi would wanted, and I admire and respect those guys. Believe me, I do.
2027. I'm now stuck in
Gandhi
Canada.
would disapprove, and Christ keeps telling me in my head, and I keep remembering this Jesus Christ Superstar musical video where he keeps telling Peter, put away your sword. In the Bible verses, it would be like, those who live by the sword die by the sword, as he was warning Peter off. And that's how I'm looking at it these days. Is I'm dealing with that. I know Trump is a handful. I know he's a pain in the ass. Tell me something what I don't already know. This guy's already been conning people for God knows how long he's been alive. He learned the gift of this gab from his father, who learned it from his grandfather. I don't have no clue or reason why they came over to America, except maybe to get kicked out of Germany. What I heard, and I'm not quite sure if it's accurate or not, Drumpf, Drumph, is what they were before they got over here to America, and then they switched it over to Trump. And what's irritating about that one is when you're using card games and you want to overpower the other guy, you're using a Trump card, an overpowering card, to win an advantage. And Trump in his mouth and his con is doing the same thing to a lot of people, and they're following him. Some of the independents and some of the corporate media out there are saying, "No, he's losing people." No, I think he's gathering. I'm sorry, I think he's gathering, and we got a lot more fear and terror coming down our way than we realize. I'm hoping I'm proved wrong. I'm praying to God I'm proven wrong on this one. Because he is the type of people that will definitely lead other people, that will lead other people, that will lead other people. You want to see a huge mob going off the cliff, Trump will step back because the others will follow his example And he'll be too cowardly to go over the damn cliff. But everybody else will be falling right over there because they believe in Trump. I'm going to be on the other side of that mob as much as possible, watching and yelling and screaming at these people and going hoarse. But they're not going to listen. They're already brainwashed. But I can't stand on the sidelines either. The thing is, what Christ and Gandhi would wanted was show them your pain as you're going through this. Christ was showing us his pain and his dignity. His He was trying to show us what it was to be. We're still trying to figure what that one is. As much as we can try doing scholastic research, as long as we're trying to do biblical interpretation, we're still trying to interpret that personally to ourselves. What does he mean to me? And how does he mean to me? I know a lot of people will be dancing and prancing left and right. I'm sitting here questioning. I'm sitting here questioning and trying to listen. I'm trying to read of what things are actually mattering to people these days. Especially in our chat room that you're having right now. I'm not listening because I've got it muted. Catch the rest of it when I can. At least I know what minute it is right now. So 74 minutes into the thing. So I'll go back to 70 minutes into the thing and just read. Just listen. Probably won't have a chance to respond to anything except in my videos, but there have been a lot of times that I am not feeling like I should be, or I think I should be. And this is one of those times I'm feeling it right now as it is. I mean, yeah, I am in mourning concerning about my dog. It's been that way. It's been that way for a long while, and I'm seeing her getting older and a little bit more feeble, but she still has a spirit. Her spirit's not giving up. Her body's broken as hell, but she didn't want to leave. And I don't know if God's hearing her prayer better. I keep saying it's in his hands. I have to appreciate every minute I have with her. I have to royally appreciate everything every time I've got her in my arms. And I'm kissing her like crazy. I'm always afraid it's going to be the last time. Somewhere there's got to be a message in there trying to tell me, John, it's going to be okay. It's in God's time and it's God's hands, not yours. Yeah, I know, but I'm still going to miss the crap out of her because I love her that greatly. It's like everybody else I keep missing in my family. How am I not supposed to feel the pain? You're going to feel the pain. But why? Because it is. There's a lot of things in this universe written in a language and in a format. Maybe our spirits can try understanding a portion of that. Maybe we got a Rosetta Stone out there somewhere that we're still staring at, and we're not learning or understanding the language. You know, when the archaeologists had found a Rosetta Stone a long time ago, and they're starting to identify the different languages on the cartouches on there, they're they're reading something of different languages that brings knowledge of the past to us. And there's something of a spiritual cartouche. Maybe it's in our writings, I don't know. Or maybe it's in something that we haven't even discovered yet. Maybe not on earth. But I know it's something in our hearts that we still have to keep working on. I know in mine I have to. Look, I'm not perfect at this thing. I am still screwed up. Like everybody else. And I had said it that we have an issue here. We are lousy neighbors. We are lousy neighbors, Reverend, because we keep picking up the damn story. I know I do. Every time I keep mouthing off about Trump, and every time I keep seeing everybody else mouthing off Trump, and every time I keep seeing it's always the damn sword. But the thing is, I'm trying to see which people we're supposed to be. Because Christ wants us to be one way. Gandhi wants to be us one way. Then I keep hearing the angels saying, let me take care of it. I'm like, I want to be with you guys on this one. But the problem is they would have more into it. Reverend, the stories I sent over to you, I'll probably send it over again. Because there's devices that I used in it that may be a clue to me and maybe to everybody else. This special connection on how to understand something beyond ourselves. And that blows me away inside and out. Now, maybe I am meant just to be a messenger or to be a scribe, if you will, a storyteller. When I want to do action, when I want to pick up the sword has to be the words. The sword has to be language. The sword has to be in a format I can use. I may not be physically able to pick up a sword, but the sword is also the metaphor. It is the action. It is the verb. It is the noun. Christ was telling Peter of the noun, and then he was also telling about the actions and the repercussions. And Gandhi was taking that to heart too, because he also learned about Christianity and also about, I think, about Hinduism, more so, how to be a good Hindu and Muslim. But he wasn't the kind of guy who would like to raise a fist, except it was against his religion. And in the film Gandhi, yeah, he was angry at his wife for not doing things communally, and then he's asking, why? Why did I do that? And he was so sorry that he hit his wife. He was perplexed. Lessons to be learned from him. Understanding his own nature. He is human. He is governed by human nature. He is governed by human laws. He is governed by human sense. That was instilled upon us in our spirit genetics somehow. But we have code of ethics. We have code of behavior. That if we're going to be true to it, we have to follow it. Much like Christ wanted us to be gentle in spirit, as much as we want to go thermonuclear on people. And the hardest damn thing is to be and show that way, because the other guys will be taken full advantage. That's the major thing here. That's the major thing. And the others know it. And they're relishing it. And they're laughing. Bullies will do that because they see weak. Sometimes they don't see the restraint behind the weakness. Because if there is placidity in front of it, they hadn't seen beyond the eyes yet. There is something in their spirit that they'll probably will recognize in a brief flash or a brief instinct. Maybe a twinkling in the eyes, smirk in the face. And then maybe a phrase comes out. Maybe it'll challenge them. Maybe it'll put the fear of God in them. It's like watching Bruce Lee in his movies sometimes when he tries to demonstrate how he tries to be one, and yet the others keep pushing his button. But he's balanced enough. It shows us on a Hollywood screen of an example of what philosophy and what meaning is. But if you really want to see true strength at this point, I'd watch Gandhi, because I'd see the people that follow him like crazy march up to their fellow countrymen and also British and take the whacks at a salt mine where Gandhi was going to come over and get salt. And there was a lot of people of his following and a small group armed with sticks on the opposite end. And there had to be witnesses on this one. And there was a reporter talking about it. The same actor, Martin Sheen, who played Bartlett on West Wing. He's got spirit. His character was recording this and telling people what happened. That they will see the pain in their eyes that they inflicted upon those who've actually got a heart. And maybe in one aspect, they're talking about those who live by the sword will die by the sword. As I said before, noun, verb, adjective, action. And sometimes we have that choice to make, and other times we may not have a choice but to react and lash. I don't. I can't figure it out. I don't know, but this is how it is. I can't ask. I can't get any explanation on that one. I mean, I may sound like a knowledgeable guru. Said I'm a knowledgeable guru. Are you kidding me? Some of the stuff I keep coming out of my mouth, I don't even know if it's coming out of me or somebody else for that matter. And sometimes when I keep thinking about the beings I wanted to hang out with in the afterlife, well, besides my family for a while, but the characters I was getting in tune with, a certain unusual sense of peace, direction, purpose, and a bit of warning sometimes. Some things that they actually cross, the beings are not meant to. When they say, what was it? Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Then I put in, you haven't met Angel Squad yet. Who's the more foolish, the ones who keep following the fools or the fools themselves? Or to paraphrase it from Star Wars, anyway. Maybe I'm too much of a fool and idiot, I don't know. But I don't want my damn pride and my ego being built up, so shun that one. I needed to get this off my chest. I'm still watching our little girl. She's in the back bedroom and laying down. She's okay for right now, but I'm trying to keep track of a few things. Hurricanes coming up the pipeline, ready to kick butt on Florida once more. That wasn't bad enough. And the United Nations fielding speeches left and right, and Congress right now they're having another weaponization bogus meeting from Jim Jordan. If that wasn't nauseating enough anyway, from hearing guys like him talking about stuff, and then hearing the independents talking about these guys. I mean, every time I keep listening to the independents trying to figure out what was the national guys talking about, and they say, "Well, these guys made a mistake. These guys really screwed it up over here. Why did they screw this up over here?" And then this is why I keep saying the. I'm hearing Trump and his mouth's going off, and they're showing off his conversations either in whole or part, just enough to get the emotional rise from people. I've heard him. There's not enough milk I have to soothe the acid reflux I have. I'd be throwing up on the damn thing. Because he's that irritating as hell. And so are the followers. As I said before, he's leading, and then he steps aside, and then everybody else doing the same damn thing. It's like a cancer. And then they're going off the damn cliff. I can't be the guy selling tickets anymore. I have to be the schmuck that's got to keep telling these people, will you knock your shit off? Otherwise, you're going down there and you're following after this guy's mental, his fantasies, and you're buying into it without doing critical thinking and really understanding this thing. I have to keep stepping away from the independents and corporates at this point with their damn attitudes. I'll listen from time to time, but it's still the same language. We're trying to tell you the truth. We're trying to piss you off at the same time. You got to follow us. And in answering to the other uh, challenge that was already mentioned in your video concerning about are we the world's keeper? As Christians, we are the guardians. We are the workers. We are the hands. We are the labor. We're the hearts. We're the minds. But we're not the will. That comes from above. We go in, do the job, get out. We hold and hug if we have to. We feed. We'll close if we have to. Visit because they need it. And we talk and we pray. But the thing is, we're still human. We still feel. We still think. We still react. But in our own beliefs and philosophies, and I have to guide those. And keep this in mind, sometimes they're going to be conflicting a lot. Because what is called in human terms is not in God's terms. And sometimes we have to endure it. Don't ask me why. Maybe a way to prove a loyalty to God, but no. I didn't think God ever set that up in the first place, but maybe it was originally said in the Old Testament that people keep looking for the loyalty test in there. They want the shibboleth. They want the shibboleth. How do you know you're a Christian? Shibboleth. I say, look at the happy attitudes. This is what Christ and God commands, and that's what I'm trying to do as best as I can. The hardest damn thing is to pray for the enemies. And believe me, there's a lot of people I really didn't like growing up. I thought were enemies. Mainly I had to accept that they're just obnoxious. And I may not be able to deal or stand it, but that's what it is. For right now, I'm just dealing and coping. So, uh, we'll pick up a little bit later, I guess. Time to get back to meeting.